Flash games. As you know, after December 2020, Flash is discontinued. Flash games have been fun and entering to play and were pretty cool, but now there's all new games, new gen consoles. But early then, only Flash was the thing I had for entertainment besides going outside and everything. The footage I'm presenting are several of my favorite Flash games, and consider this a tribute for Flash itself. Test Subject is a 2D platform about an enzyme, that looks like toothpaste, that is going through several tests by a scientist. There's several. The game is a trilogy. I don't know. And has two spin-off games is called Test Subject Arena. They're basically just fighting with the characters and some of the I guess enemies. A reason why this game is one of my favorite is because I'm really into 2D platforms, and also I really like the unique level unique level designs with the teleporters and the new enemies in Test Subject Green and was it Test Subject Final? I don't know, the last Test Subject game. You want to learn more about this game? Go look it up, because I'm not going to tell you anymore. Actually, the gameplay shown is me doing the first game, Test Subject Blue, or is it just normal Test Subject? I don't know. With me going through a few of the levels with the blue enzyme. You can see like some of the enemies. I don't know if I'm on the right part, but some of the enemies are orange enzymes, which were previous projects made by the scientists. More is shown in Test Subject Green with the new green enzymes, which are like boogers, haha, funny. But in general, this game is pretty fun, unless you don't really like platformer games, which that's understandable. And this is generally all of my opinion for this whole game. I guess you can watch the gameplay. Sieges is a strategy type game where you go as either the Roman Emperor Caesar or the other guy that's Gaul versing or Vikings. And there's also that you can become a boar. I'm playing through as versing, going through to go capture Gaul. And the reason why I like this game is because I just generally like it. You also have to be smart with your management, with your gold for all of your characters, soldiers. I don't care what you call them. And there's also, the levels get harder and harder as you go. The game, it has another sequel called Sieges Arena, where you become a gladiator and you fight in a Coliseum for entertainment. It's pretty fun actually, but Flash and stuff, it's gonna be gone. The game in general is pretty fun with I really like the art style kind of, because it's kind of cartoony but not. The upgrading system's pretty, well, not really unique, but say you have to be careful of what upgrade EXP, because you're limited to a certain amount, because you can't keep regaining EXP by redoing levels. I don't know if you can undo the upgrades. Unlocking troops, pretty, yeah. They all have special effects, everything, except with since you start, if you do a versing has, well, specifically I think only to him, his troops, they only spawn one by one. The game, pretty neat. I don't, if you don't like it, makes sense kind of, because you might not like how kind of repetitive it can get sometimes. And Siege's Arena, I like that game more, but Siege's is kind of also one of the first Flash games I found on Max Games. Siege's Arena is you know, I already talked about, I already said earlier about how it's an arena fighting zone. So you fight against several enemies, you gain coins from their dead, the rotting corpses, and yeah. But you also can upgrade your equipment with simulating like Gaul pickaxes, referring to the other game. But the reason why it wasn't popular, it's because I don't think people really liked it, because sometimes it got I guess like bad, repetitive, kind of annoying to deal with. I think this is all my opinion. I seriously don't know why. I was too lazy to actually research it, and I probably will never. But yeah, I'm really just gonna keep talking about it. It's kind of lazy, you can already tell. But if you really want an authentic opinion, I wouldn't put it. I guess it's like from 5. I guess it's like, if we're ranking this video is kind of from my favorite to like least. This isn't not like really least favorite, but yeah, it's in 4th place. My least favorite Flash game is I should probably not say it. Anyway, I enjoy the gameplay, because and the next one is Stick Wars. Stick Wars is a flash game on stickpage.com. It's about I don't know. It's like there's like the immortals, several groups of stickmen that wield specific types of weapons that they're specifically from. You start off as like a leader for, I don't know. I really didn't care to rewatch the gameplay, so you probably will. Well, no, I cut out the footage of the introduction with it. But so the main thing about the game is, so you're supposed to you have miners like in Sieges, where you specifically mine gold, and if you click on one of them, you can control the troop. You can summon several soldiers. You're supposed to defend your statue, specifically in wave type levels, but unless if the opponent has a statue, you're supposed to destroy it before they destroy yours. There's 3 specific types of command: retreat, where all your troops, including miners, go back inside the barracks, and archers come out. Defend, where the attacking troops, archers, clubmen / swordsmen or swordswrath, where they stay behind and they get ready to protect the troops. Archers are probably the most overpowered troop besides giants, but giants are unlocked later in the game. The game is basically just spam your troops, but not really, unless you. It's kind of strategy, but not really. After every level you complete, you have the ability to upgrade your troops. I mean, they will have. You can give. So if you have clubmen and you finish the swordswrath level, you can get swords for the clubmen, and archers, they get different colored arrows. Some kind of subtle changes. Eventually, they get noticeable, like with Spiritans, where they have like a crappy helmet, and now it's like the actual helmet they show at like the start of the game. The levels get progressively harder, like in every game. Except I'm terrible at the game, and I can't really spend my gold right with me uselessly having burner troops, with archers being the cheapest. No, not archers. With swordswrath being the cheapest at 150 gold. Having too many miners can also be a burden in some sorts. I guess you're supposed to balance your troops a bit if you actually want to play. The game's considered really a classic. Many people probably played it before, or at least remember playing it on Stick Page. There are also some, I guess these are like a few honorable mentions, like the Flash games on Newgrounds, like with the Alien game that I totally forgot the name of and forgot to write in the script. So enjoyed all this gameplay. It's kind of a bit long. I made it a bit too long than I originally edited. Block Swords is a puzzle game where you move a metal rectangular prism, where you try to make sure it gets into it. The levels get progressively harder, and I suck, and I'm terrible at it. The game's on Cool Math Games. It's one of my favorites because it's Cool Math Games, but the website's kind of different than it used to be. The game, I don't know if it's on HTML5, which means it probably will still remain, but I don't care. I'm just still gonna put it up here because it's actually a pretty fun Flash game. As you see in the footage, I'm dying. I really suck at this. I really don't know what I'm doing half the time, so I'm just guessing. The orange tiles, well, it's probably gonna show later with the orange tiles level. It's pretty good. I really don't know what to say about this because it's really self-explanatory for the game itself. So you can just watch the rest of it, I guess. The Balloons Tower Defense series in general. So you know BTD1, BTD2, BTD3, BTD4, and BTD5, which is probably like the most popular out of all of them, that was on Ninja Kiwi's site. BTD6 is also one of the newest games. It costs like a few bucks on like Android and Apple, and so does BTD5. But there's also different games like Balloons, Tower Defense Battles, and Monkey City, which is where you basically, which is kind of, I don't know, Clash of Clans a bit. I don't know what you can describe it with. Well, Balloons Tower Defense Free is specifically I chose because BTD4, BTD5, it's more, I say it's like more updated. kind of. More like new. Despite it not being updated anymore, and BTD 6 being more hip and cool. BTD 3 specifically why I chose is because I'm terrible at it. Well, that's literally an excuse I'm putting on all of everything, but BTD 3 is just fun. You can just watch the balloons die. Also, you can you can also buy the pineapple explosives and spikes. You can also just goof around in general. Except the upgrade paths, they don't upgrade to anything new, since that's in the newer games. I don't know what to really talk about. I really just didn't want to go all the way and take forever and try to reach the max wave. I don't know if there's a max wave. Also, it's on Cool Math Games again. What, like, two of these games are like some of these games I just found on Cool Math Games, or Armor Games, or Max Games, or not Doppler. You can continue watching the audio unless you want to skip all the way to the end, where I express the most important stuff. The Balloons Tower Defense series in general. So you know BTD1, BTD2, BTD3, BTD4, and BTD5, which is probably like the most popular out of all of them. That was on Ninja Kiwi's site. BTD6 is also one of the newest games. It costs like a few bucks on like Android and Apple, and so does BTD5. But there's also different games like Balloons, Tower Defense Battles, and Monkey City, which is where you basically, which is kind of, I don't know, Clash of Clans a bit. I don't know what you can describe it with. Well, Balloons Tower Defense Free is specifically I chose because BTD4, BTD5, it's more, I say it's like more updated, kind of, more like new, despite it not being updated anymore, and BTD 6 being more hip and cool. BTD 3 specifically why I chose is because I'm terrible at it. Well, that's literally an excuse I'm putting on all of everything, but BTD 3 is just fun. You can just watch the balloons die. Also, you can also buy the pineapple explosives and spikes. You can also just goof around in general. Except the upgrade paths, they don't upgrade to anything new, since that's in the newer games. I don't know what to really talk about. I I really just didn't want to go all the way and take forever and try to reach the max wave. I don't know if there's a max wave. Also, it's on Cool Math Games again. What, like, two of these games are, like, some of these games I just found Cool Math Games. Or Armor Games, or Max Games, or not Doppler. You can continue watching the audio, unless you want to skip all the way to the end, where I express the most important stuff. Since this video is really rushed on editing and the script was also rushed, and I forgot to finish this yesterday or December 30th, unless you're in a different time zone. I'm gonna put in as much gameplay as I wanted, write as much as I wanted, mention everything in general. Flash games are something I will always remember, and some honorable mentions for this video specifically is Henry Stickmin, Age of War, Fireboy and Water Girl, you gotta love it, Learn to Fly, Duck Life, Jack Smith, Papa Louie, all the Papa Louie games in Papa Louie Arcade, and many more. Let Flash never be forgotten, since it was the building blocks of gaming, kind of. Or at least some entertainment that we used to have.